Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be reacting to ice cream sandwich. And yeah, let's get started.
Do you know why my dog is the best
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
dog in the world? Because she's a little baby. This is my little baby, that's why. This, everybody, is my dog, and her name is Rhea. She is a rescue from the South, a breed, and she is full of love. Honestly, without a doubt, with zero bias, I think she's the best dog probably ever to exist. She just loves and trusts everybody we meet, which is very cute. But also, it's a little weird. It's kind of worrying. You may wonder, how did we get Rhea? How are we so lucky to be blessed with literally the best dog? It all started with Kelly. She told me one day she really wanted to get a dog and that we should adopt. Initially,
The best dog?
I felt
I think there's better dogs.
really hesitant about it. Don't get me wrong, I like dogs, and I've had dogs before, but I knew what they came with. Primarily, lots of hair. I also felt super busy at the time, and
Yeah.
adding things like taking care of a dog felt like
My dog recently has been shedding a lot.
too much stuff. It's not something you can do as a hobby. It's a life that you have to keep alive. An adorable little baby life. It's so cute, little baby. My heart was icy cold, and I didn't really want to take on this new responsibility. But Kelly was sure this was going to be a good idea. And
Okay, first, why'd you just make a video about dogs? I mean, dogs are good, but how long has this took you? Because you have to draw every bit.
I wasn't, so I don't know. Who am I to stand in the way? So we made a plan to foster a dog for a little while to see if it was indeed a good idea. Kelly did all the planning and collecting information and research about fostering and adopting. And eventually, she found a sweet, chunky Rhea ready to join somebody's family. The listing said that she was mellow-tempered and loved to snuggle, which made Kelly think she'd be a great fit. Rhea was located all the way in the south, states away, but getting her was actually pretty simple. We contacted the organization to set everything up. They told us to meet in a parking lot where they were going to distribute all the other dogs to all of the other families. When they arrived, they gave...
Okay. How much money would that cost? They travel a dog, and how long was the dog in like the box or something?
Gave Rhea some final shots, they gave us some paperwork and a leash, and then we went. She didn't even know who we were, but when we opened the car door, she just jumped in with no questions. She was very, very trusting. You're very trusting. Too trusting. And NordVPN is a virtual private network. When it comes to internet privacy,
Alright, let's skip that.
are prying eyes trying to collect and sell your data. With NordVPN, you can block those trackers in their tracks.
Okay. I would
Block
watch
that.
the sponsorships, but because they're kind of funny.
Or take me out to dinner this Friday. My schedule is wide open. I'm totally free. You can also install NordVPN. Stay away from my computer. Use promo code Ice Cream Sandwich to get NordVPN to 2-year plan plus 4 extra months more. It's risk-free with Nord 30. At the beginning, things started off well enough. However, I was worried about leaving her alone all day because both Kelly and I had to go to work.
Aw.
We'd feed her breakfast, let her go potty, and go off to work. Normally, you'd think a dog in a new unfamiliar place would be more timid and maybe hiding in a spot or acting out in some way. But when I came home, she would poke her nose through the door like a bird trying to get a little seed, which is adorable. And it makes me think that she's just sitting there waiting all day for us to come home. She was starting to win me over, but despite her being literally the best little baby,
I wish I had a dog like that.
never blessed this earth, I just couldn't live.
What my dog does when we're gone, eat, sleep, and drink. Or just sit around and do nothing.
Like this. It made me feel like I needed to vacuum everything all the time. The line that I drew in the sand was when it came to getting into bed. We got her her own bed, and she was allowed to sleep on the couch, but I didn't want her allowed in bed because I wanted to sleep in a blanket and not a pile of fur. Hey babe, I'm going to bed. That was the couch. Which pile is the bed in again? The only problem was that she didn't want to be left alone. She was desperately wanting to be in bed to snuggle, as per her biography. But I stood firm, like a psychopath, and made her stay in her doggy bed on the floor.
I
She
wouldn't.
did, because she's a good girl. The couple of weeks of fostering that we had her were coming to a close, and we had to decide if we were going to adopt her fully or not. Night after night, she requested bed access, and I kept denying her. But how many times has she moved families? What crime did she commit to deserve a nomad life? And who am I to deny her a family, a belonging, a home to snuggle in?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, baby. I'm sorry. You can go to bed. I'm sorry I was ever rude to you or cold to you. Can you ever find it in your little doggy heart to forgive me?
So true though. My dog just wags his tail and it hits everything. Sometimes it even hits my face. It gets annoying because it hurts.
Obviously, you know this. We ended up adopting her as a full-time puppy. We were happy with the decision. She was happy with the decision. If time machines existed and I could go back in time and meet myself when I didn't want to adopt, there would be consequences. Ultimately, Rhea has been an amazing dog, and all I can be is thankful. Thankful to Rhea and thankful to Kelly for finding our perfect puppy baby. I have something to say. I'm listening. If you still wanted some clothing merch, we're not going to be
Alright, now we're gonna watch another video made by Ice Cream Sandwich. We're gonna watch, let me see, retail. We're gonna watch this one.
Do you want to discover how I got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube without showing my face, without getting in front of a camera?
Look at me. Look at my eyes. Do I look like somebody who likes to work? Or do I look like somebody who likes to eat pizza like a cookie? Personally, I think it's kind of weird how much we're expected to work in high school. Like, you have to go and serve people McDoubles for 4 hours and then go home and solve for X. That's a lot of work. Does anybody else think that's crazy?
Yeah.
Or am I crazy? I am crazy. I really did not want to get a job when I was growing up. I don't like to work. I just like the money. But if you want to go to the movie theater with your buddies, you gotta have the cash. One ticket, your total is $20. For my first job, I wanted to avoid the food service because I feared people would be a little bit more abrasive when it comes to their meals. You'll find rude customers anywhere, but I just feel like when food's involved, things get a little hairy.
I said no pickles, peasant. Wait.
Rude customers anywhere, but I just feel like when food's involved, things get
Oh my gosh.
a little hairy. I don't want people
It's
yelling
an
at
old
me
lady
about
token. Someone
onions.
just.
I don't care about onions.
You're bad.
I ended up working somewhere that's not food, which I will show you through example.
Person who is not subscribed to my channel. From Andy to Volcano.
That's right, my very first job was here at the
Alright, good thing I'm subscribed.
UPS store. It was not really that great, just a regular job. Don't worry about that. When I turned the age of 16, my dad helped me network with the local UPS store and get me a job. Which, thank you, Dad, for helping me do that, because at that age, I was not the proper candidate for being an employee. While working there, I met a lot of really nice people and a lot of really cool people. But when you work in retail, it's impossible to not meet some, how would I say this in a nice way? Outliers. So one time, this woman and her daughter came into the store and they said they needed to ship something. When you ship something out of the UPS store, you gotta ask a bunch of questions like, where is it going? Is it going internationally? Do I need to be worried about what's in this box? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going through these questions and entering information into the computer as I did with any customer. But apparently, that was a wrong thing to do because she unfolded her cane, which apparently just turned into a chair.
Wait. It worked like this. So, you have the cane. That looks really uncomfortable, the second one. So you start from this. Go to this. Okay.
Chair, sit down and says, this is gonna take a while. Excuse me? Why would you say that? You could say a million things to me. Why not compliment me? Why not say, wow, Andy, your eyes look beautiful today? She was shipping internationally, which means I had to do extra steps to make sure it gets there. So after a minute or so, she turns to me and says, you guys should really have the computers on our side of the desk so we can do it faster than you. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know all the rules and regulations for shipping overseas? Do you know how this computer works? No. The worst part about rude customers is that you can't say anything despite if they're wrong or not. The customer is not always right, and the person who coined that famous phrase was very wrong and probably...
I never worked at a place, but still.
Workers, they get to yell back at you. Or at the very least, you get to tell them that they're mean and make them leave. You're mean! I've only ever encountered these kinds of people at work, and I've never seen them in the wild. But if I did, and I didn't have to keep my mouth shut because I didn't work there, then I'd go right up to them and say, "You're mean!" Anyway, then there was this other time when this guy tried to ship drugs. That day was particularly slow. Nobody was coming in, and it was just me and my coworker, Tony. Tony and I got along really well, because neither of us like to work. I want to go home. Me too. At one point, a guy comes in to buy just a single box. Simple, easy, he's in and out in a jiffy. But 5 minutes later, he comes back in, same box, but now something's packed up inside it. I saw the box and how he packed it, and he did the thing where he kind of folds the flaps on top of each other, which is a problem because then it just falls out if it's not taped. Can I get a description of what's in this box? It's private. I mean, we just need a general description, like, is it food, perishable, it's microchips. Okay, microchips. Now, because the box wasn't properly taped, Tony came over and was going to tape it up for me while I was helping him on the computer. But the guy stops Tony. I just need to retape the box really quick so it doesn't come out during shipment. The tape's free if that's what you're worried about. Okay. He timidly allows us to do that, which I don't really know what his end game was because we opened the box and there was weed. Sir, we can't ship this. I'm no expert on illegal trade of illicit goods, but I know a thing or two about shipping, and I know that...
Weed. Why do you want to ship that?
Drugs, you can't do that one. That's on the no-go zone. We opened the box because we needed to redo the flaps so we could tape it properly. So if he just came in with the box taped, we wouldn't have known what he was shipping. There's no x-ray machine at the UPS store to see what's inside the box. The only missing component here was tape. More than anything, the situation just was awkward. Okay, that's, sorry. I want to go home. Me too. Here's some advice. If you want to ship drugs, don't. Then there's this other time where this guy tried to overnight a misshapen magazine. This time I was working alone. It was a night shift. It's dark out. And this guy comes in holding a magazine. "Hello, sir. I can help you at this register." Oh, he's just getting an envelope. Probably to ship that magazine. Is he packing it up back there? Is he trying to hide something from me? Weird. I want to go home. I'd like to ship this next day air, please. When you ship like a piece of paper next day air, UPS has this special envelope that makes it cheaper. And I saw that he's trying to do that. So I talked to him about it. Oh, actually, we have these special envelopes that cut you a deal, so it's cheaper to ship next day air. At first he was hesitant about that, which is definitely a red flag, because it was like $100 cheaper to ship through the special envelope. And why wouldn't you do that? You could spend $100 on buying, like, I don't know, Five Guys. That's a lot of Five Guys. Five Guys good. But still, nobody would patch that up, so it was weird that he hesitated. I eventually talked him into it because I think he was like catching on that.
Five Guys fries are the best fries.
I was catching on that he was being suspicious, so I started typing in the information for him, and he started to move the magazine from the envelope he picked up already to the other envelope that I offered him.
I kind of forgot I was making a video, and I was just watching ice cream sandwich.
While he was doing this, I saw that it had a big, weird lump in it. So, that's another red flag. 2 for 2, baby.
2 for 2, baby.
Why was the magazine bulgy? Is he shipping drugs? Oh my god, this is like $1,000. Who is he sending this to?
$1,000.
What if it's the mob? I don't have my fingerprints on it. And then I sent it off. I don't want to get involved with the mob, or whoever that was. I was 16, alone in this store at night, and not paid enough for it to be my problem. I guess now that I'm on the topic of illicit substance distribution, there was this other guy. He would always come into the store and be like, "Hey, I shipped a box to your store, and it's big." And we'd be like, "Oh, is this the one?" "Yeah, that's the one." Of all the other customers, this guy was very easy to deal with and really charming. But one day, a couple of other customers came in, and they're like, "Hello, we're the police." They asked to see the manager, and they talked to him. And then a couple days later, that guy picked up a box and then was arrested in the parking lot. Turns out he was importing a lot of opium. I think it was around this time that I realized I miscalculated when I passed up all those food service jobs. But then again, is any retail job good enough? I don't know. I bet I would have had a better time at Five Guys. Stop eating the french fries. Anyway, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
Other stuff that happened. One dude asked me if the narwhal bacon's at midnight, which was very cringe. And trust me, I know cringe. A bunch of cheerleaders burst into the store, cheered, ran in a circle, and then left. We suspect they were just trying to cause a commotion while their friends would steal things, but then realized there was nothing interesting to steal at a UPS store, and
Yeah.
they went away. There was a guy that would often come in and try to ship bath salts, which, again, I'm not paid enough for that. A man wanted me to send faxes, and then when I told him the number wasn't working, he shook the paper in my face and yelled, "Fax! It's not working. Fax!" Another dude wanted me to help him with his email because the government was hacking his email. There was a guy that would come in a lot and tell us about word affirmation, but thought that it was literally magic and not just a self-motivator, and told us that the sounds in our voices affected atoms and quarks on the quantum level and would make things a reality. For example, like if you just said,
That's not true.
I have a juicy booty, I have a juicy booty, I have a juicy booty, then it would be true.
I have a donut. I have a donut. I have a donut. No, I have a bowl. I have a bowl. I have a bowl. No way, I have a bowl.
There's always the classic handful of people that would knock on the door after we were closed and ask if we were open. Are you guys open? No. And that's all that I can think about. If you subscribe, I will throw this box into a volcano. Thank you, Villa, for helping me animate this video. And that's everything. Now I'm gonna play myself out.
Alright, I'm gonna watch this one. It's 8 seconds.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. What?
Alright, that's all for the video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.